What's good, y'all? It's your boy Havoc. Final round. We just had the live weigh-ins, and Judgment Day is upon us, you guys. I'm ready for the fight. This is great for boxing, regardless of the results. But let's get into it. Let's talk about how the fighters looked, how they sounded. I always gotta notate, don't read too much into this stuff. You know, we could get some gems out of it. It could give us a little bit of indication on where the fighters are at mentally and physically before the fight, but don't read too much into it. That being said, I do kind of want to talk about how they looked. And for me, obviously, this is going to be very opinion-based for everybody on, YouTube and the communities wrestling back and forth. If you're a Wilder fan or Fury fan, or if you're tied to one fighter and you're emotionally invested, you're obviously going to favor your fighter and justify why you think they look good. I got no dog in the fight. I'm judging this purely based off of the knowledge I have within the sport and how I analyze these fighters and, just my opinion. But if you disagree, comment down below. We'll get it on. But for Deontay Wilder, man, he looked a little nervous to me. He seemed a little anxious. And I kind of subscribe to what Andre Ward says. It's alarming when a fighter's been a certain way his whole career, and then all of a sudden his personality changes for a fight. We know Deontay Wilder to be loud, brash, cocky, confident, in your face. And for this press conference, he was kind of more cordial. He was stumbling over his words when they did an interview with after. He seemed a little nervous, and he just seemed off a little bit. That's not the Deontay Wilder I'm accustomed to. And then, at the end, he did yell, "Bomb squad," but it seemed kind of forced. It seemed like he was trying to convince himself, "I'm ready, let's go to war." It didn't seem natural. And then Tyson Fury gets on the mic, and he sounded like he's ready to go to war. Now, I will say this, it did seem like Fury was a little bit emotional on the aggressive side, right? He seemed emotional on the aggressive side, like, I want to kill this dude. Like, we're talking about Deontay Wilder and his team talk about redemption. I think this is like more so redemption for Fury, because he wants to show the world, like, dude, I didn't cheat. I beat you fair and square, and now I'm really gonna pummel you because you pulled off, you stated all these allegations against me. So, and here's the thing: even though he seems a little emotionally aggressive, I don't think that's gonna impact Fury. I think he's gonna be able to pull himself back when he gets into the ring and not let that affect his performance or make a mistake. But who knows? Maybe he gets extraordinarily aggressive. Maybe he pushes hard to get a knockout, or, takes more risk and, he throws himself in the way of a punch. But we shall see. In terms of the shirt, I heard a lot of people mention, oh, he's not in shape, he's wearing a shirt. Dude, they're heavyweights. Fury doesn't look like a Spartan anytime he weighs in. Obviously, he looks more in shape at times than for some fights than others, but I wouldn't read too much into that one. I just wouldn't. I don't know. That's nothing to me. I can't even get into that one. But Wilder came in 238. I don't like that he's coming in heavier, you guys. I already stated this. I believed he should stay light. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You were knocking people out 215, 220 throughout your career. And I tend to believe that Deontay Wilder gets his power from his speed and explosiveness on that right hand. And when you're talking to somebody who's manipulated their weight back and forth, I went to having a football type frame, big muscular guy, to going more skinny, slender, and cut. And when you put on weight, man, you got to carry that weight. It affects your cardio, and he has no ounce of fat on his body. It's all muscle, so you're going to need extra oxygen to supply those muscles. And I just think if the longer the fight goes on, the more it's going to go against him, because he's not accustomed to that. And like I said, I think he's going to lose a bit of his speed and explosiveness. There's a reason why he didn't look the same in that second fight, because he came in heavier than he was usually used to when he fights. And, once again, I've manipulated my weight. I remember I went from 180 to 200, and dude, it sapped my energy. I felt drained. So I don't like that he's coming at 238. I think he should have came in lighter, be quick on your feet. I understand he wants to be able to hold himself strong in the clinch with Tyson Fury. But honestly, it's all about technique when you get into the clinch. You know, it has nothing to do with, and I also heard that Deontay Wilder, oh, I benched 350 so I can get this guy up off me. That ain't gonna help you, dude. That weight room weights ain't gonna give you power in the ring, especially when it comes to, clinching. That's all technique. Roberto Duran, I don't think he probably ever benched a day in his life. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he could bench a lot. But Roberto Duran was a master in the clinch because he knew how to manipulate the guard and he knew positioning. It has nothing to do with benching. So that's also a bad sign, that he thought that, benching was going to help him improve in some sort of way when it comes to that. Look, you're going to be significantly smaller, even if you came in at 250. It is what it is. You might as well be light on your feet and try to avoid that clinch with movement. But we shall see. Maybe it does make a difference in his favor. But you guys, I gotta say this. I gotta make my final prediction, and I'll make that video probably early tomorrow and get that done. But tell me what you guys think, man. Like the video, comment below, subscribe if you're a new subscriber. We're building this family up. Let everybody know so more people can join. But it's gonna be exciting, man. It's going down, and I'm gonna make my final prediction tomorrow morning probably, and kind of elaborate on it a little bit more. But until another one, it's your boy Havoc. Final round. Get at me.